The president-elect met with Rex Tillerson today, apparently to consider him for Secretary of State. Tillerson is the CEO of ExxonMobil, the sixth largest company in the world. But most people don't know anything about him, and Tillerson likes it that way. Arielle Duhaime-Ross set out to discover all she could about one of America's most private CEOs.
A couple of months ago, I reached out to ExxonMobil about getting a sit-down interview with its CEO, Rex Tillerson. Hi, my name is Arielle Duhaime-Ross. I am a correspondent for Vice News. I'm calling to put in an interview request with Rex Tillerson.
We'll relay the message and they'll be in touch. Now, you need to schedule a meeting. What was the person's name again?
Rex Tillerson, the CEO of ExxonMobil.
Okay, Rex Tillerson.
They turned me down. Tillerson has a reputation for being suspicious of the press. The journalist Steve Cole tried to interview Tillerson for his book on ExxonMobil, Private Empire.
I stalked him around 2 or 3 times and saw him speak and got a question or two in from the press gallery, but that was as close as I could ever get to him.
CEOs of major companies tend to be public figures. You probably know something about Tim Cook and Elon Musk and Marissa Mayer, and too much about Donald Trump. Tillerson only gives 2 to 3 sit-down interviews a year, which is painfully shy by CEO standards. But he shines when he's invited to talk to the Boy Scouts.
It really is my pleasure to be with you today. There's nothing that I'd rather spend my discretionary time on than talking about the Boy Scouts. I was blessed to be able to join a wonderful scout troop in Stillwater, Oklahoma with a scoutmaster that was just the kind you dream of.
Here's everything else I was able to find out about Tillerson. He was born in Wichita Falls, Texas, in 1952. His mom volunteered as a social worker for ambulance runs. His father was a bakery salesman and worked for Boy Scouts of America. His dad's job caused them to move a lot, all over Texas and Oklahoma. He studied civil engineering at UT Austin and was a member of the fraternity Alpha Phi Omega. When he graduated, he got 17 job offers and winnowed it down to 2, Armco Steel Corps and Exxon. Armco offered more money, but he had a special feeling about Exxon. He started working there as an engineer in 1975 and has never left. He became CEO in 2006. He replaced Lee Raymond, who, as CEO, completely denied the existence of human-induced climate change.
The climate has changed every year for millions of years. If we weren't here, the climate would change. Man didn't have anything to do with it.
Tillerson was appointed to give the company a more sympathetic face. Here's Steve Cole.
Internally, he was appointed because he was supposed to be a more effective communicator than his predecessor.
But ExxonMobil, which is currently valued at about $360 billion and is one of the most profitable companies in the history of the world, hasn't become any more transparent under Tillerson's leadership. The company is currently under investigation for giving its investors misleading information on climate change. And though Tillerson, unlike his predecessor, admits that climate change is real, he says the world has more pressing problems.
I think it's a great challenge, but we think it's solvable. And I think there are much more pressing priorities that we as a human being race and society need to deal with. There are still hundreds of millions, billions of people living in abject poverty around the world. They need electricity they can count on, that they can afford.
What else? He's made more than $280 million since becoming CEO. His wife of 33 years, Renda House, is a barrel racer. He's got 2 kids, twins, from a previous marriage, and he apparently always wears an impressive silver belt buckle. For more, I reached out to the ultimate expert, a writer who works for a Boy Scouts of America publication, who got a sit-down with Tillerson earlier this year. The interview hasn't been published, and the journalist only agreed to speak with me on the condition of anonymity. He told me by email their interview focused on Tillerson's time as a scout and scout volunteer. Pretty much what you'd expect.